Yeah, so as you're aware, NBC is a very large automotive and rail player. We're also into aerospace. And in the last couple of years, we have focused significantly on industrial. And what you see in this exhibition is the products that we are developing. We have a small market share, but we are going to focus significantly on this because it's a natural progression from a heavy truck to a construction and mining equipment. So what you see here on display are all the products that we offer them. Since we are a broad-based supplier, we can supply to all the construction and mining equipments across India. So for this show, for us, since we are we have low market share in this business, first we should show them the breadth of the products that we have. Also for us, this is an opportunity to find out what's changing, what's the customer's demand. Like a lot of customers who are coming today want to shift their bases from US, Europe into here because this market is booming. So they are also trying to look at it. That I think is the reason we feel EXCON is very important, because if you just look around and see the amount of, probably one of the highest I've ever seen in terms of booths, in terms of footfalls. No, I think it will not be very different from the automotive side. Mining is a little more demanding application. Construction is a little more demanding. So there's always reliability takes over. Cost is not a big consideration. Understanding each application is very, very necessary in construction and mining. And I think in the past in India we didn't have the downtime as a big issue. But today with projects becoming much more faster, the need for machines to be uptime is very important. As a result of which, what we are trying to now focus, because there are so many players in the market, what we are trying to fix is look at those kinds of problems where customers has and provide solutions to them. So I think the first thing starts with making sure that you have a proper design, right? First, getting to the field and understanding what problems are there. Not all applications have issues. So we're looking at those. So from an application perspective, we are starting with that. Secondly, looking at different types of lubrication. Condition monitoring is another area we are going to focus on. So these things ensure that uptime can be maintained. Unlike automotive, this industry actually moves slowly, because the change doesn't happen overnight. It takes a lot of time. So what we are actually doing now is not that demand outside is changing. The parts numbers are pretty standard, that is there. What we are doing today is investing significantly in our capacity. If you see what we have done right now is we have set up a completely new industrial line, just focused on developing sizes like this. The second area that you will be able to see is we have tied up on, especially for construction and mining, offering slewing ring bearings. Slewing ring bearings are used on these large cranes. If you see the large, when the excavators have to turn, there's a bearing that's needed. We have tied up with a company called Rotis of Europe, and that is what we are displaying here. So that's another chain. Those are the kinds of segments that we are focusing on. Yeah, this will have to be two-way. In some cases, there will be replacement markets, especially in smaller mines, etc., where they want to change it. There is there. But important thing is to get into OEMs. Once the OEMs accept you as a brand, put you under test and do it, only then it will be easy for us to get into the aftermarket. So both these areas are happening. I think it will take us next few years to get the full range, because there are too many part numbers. So we're looking at the high volume, where cost is also focused there, and then some specialized areas like what we said in slewing ring. So looking at these things, we are slowly bridging the gap, because we also know it takes time for many of the companies to approve all these part numbers. So as it progressively happens, we are also filling there. The difference also for us is, unlike other manufacturers here, whatever we are producing, we are selling in India and taking it to the globe. That's a huge difference for us, So condition monitoring is such a service where you're not just looking at the product, you're trying to understand what types of failures you will have. How do we ensure predictive maintenance is happening? How do we ensure that downtime is prevented? So as a result of which, we are trying to ensure that we build this condition monitoring system in what we do. So there are two ways to do it. We can do it either with probes or without probes. We have both those solutions available. I think for us, it is about gaining share. We have a product. We know how to make these products. We've been in this business in automotive and rail very, very successfully. So it's just a matter of saying that using our legacy, using our capability, using our design capability, we are sure we'll be able to give them products.